right, guys, we're gonna go over how to use this RV. First of all, you have a tongue jack here. The ball is a 2 5/16 ball. Your propane tank's located here. To access the propane tank, you just lift this right off. Your tank is right underneath. It works just like a grill. You'll unscrew it off. You can put your propane tank, it's a normal propane tank on there, reconnect it and open up your propane. And then lastly, on the front here, in case you ever need it, your battery box is located right behind the propane tank. As we come around here, every corner has a little stabilizer jack. These are just stabilizers. They are not meant to level the RV or anything like that. They're just meant to stabilize it so when you're walking inside it doesn't wobble on you. There's one on each corner. One important thing, just make sure before you leave your campground, you walk around the RV, look underneath it, make sure all these jacks are all the way up. There's 4 of them, one on each corner. What you don't want to do is have 1 or 2 down or halfway down, you catch something and bend and break it. You don't really want to be replacing jacks on these. We can do it for you if you need it, but it's easier if you just don't mess it up to begin with. All right, so as we come around, we have a large door here. Your step is located right here. It's just a pull-out step. To access this, you just lift it up, slide it out, kind of locks into place, and then you're going to take your door handle here, swing it across just like that, and you have easy access into the RV. To close it, you just reverse the process. You're going to lift it up. Little trick is kind of catch it in the middle, push it in, and then this guy, when you're traveling, you want to flip it this way. That way the door doesn't pop open on you when you're driving. As we come around here, you have your black tank flush right here. This is for flushing out the black tank after when you're dumping. What you don't want to do is hook water into here and have it running and have the black tank closed. What can happen is that black tank will fill up with water and it doesn't have anywhere to go except up through the toilet. So make sure anytime you're running water through this, you have your black valve open. That way it's cycling the water through the tank and out into the dump station. You have a couple electrical outlets here. Just a reminder, any major appliance, microwave, air conditioner, all that kind of stuff, you must have the generator on and running. Otherwise those items won't work. You have a large storage area here. It's also on the other side, which is nice. You have your stabilizer jack. You have a rear spare tire. Just remember, trailers don't come with jacks for changing tires. You would use your vehicle jack to change the trailer tire. So once again, you have your rear stabilizer jack. And then as you get over to the business side over here, you have 2 dump valves on this. You have one in the front and one in the rear. The sewer one is back here towards the rear. How to dump these is you're gonna get your sewer hose, you're gonna unscrew the cap, you're gonna screw the sewer hose on, and then you're gonna pull the black valve open. That's gonna run the water, the sewage out into the dump station. This is where you would run water through the other side there on that flush valve. So you would just turn that on, it's gonna come out here, go into the ground. Once you're all done, you'll turn off the hose for the washout, and then you can go ahead and let this finish draining and close it up. You're gonna move that sewer hose over to the other side. There's a gray one over here. You're just gonna hook it on there, and then you're gonna repeat the process. You're gonna pull the gray valve that's gonna kind of flush out and clean out your sewer hose. You do have right here your power cord connect. This is a 30 amp RV. So what you do is you're actually gonna screw the power cord in here and either plug it into the pedestal at the park, or if you're running a generator, you'd plug it into the generator. When we come around here, you have 2 ways to use water. You have your fresh water tank, your holding tank for clean, good water. You're gonna fill that right here. You just unscrew the cap, put the garden hose in here, you're gonna fill it up. There's gauges inside. You can watch and monitor how much water is filling. And then that's the one that we always recommend you use. There's also a second way to do it. If you're at an RV park, you can plug in with city water. You'll plug that in, and then you'll use the city water to run everything in the RV. The problem with that is you don't know the city water pressure. You don't ever want to blow out a line or something inside on your plumbing using one of these. And also at night, you always want to turn off your fresh water source. So like if it's at the RV park and you're plugged in there, you'd actually turn the spigot off every time you use it, and you don't. The plumbing in one of these is not like the plumbing in your house. It's just plastic hoses with plastic fittings, and they just kind of crimp together. It's not soldered or anything like that. So you can get leaks pretty frequently sometimes if you're not monitoring that pressure. So just be aware of that. Like I said, we recommend you just fill the water tank, use the pump, because that's gonna have the correct pressure and you won't ever have issues with that. One thing you do wanna do though, if you are using a pump, anytime you're not using it, go ahead and turn it off. You don't ever wanna go to bed with your water plugged in. or the pump on, you could wake up and say you busted a line during the night or something like that. The floor would be all full of water. So just be aware of those. You have a little exhaust for a heater right here. Just make sure you don't lean any gear against this or anything. These can get hot, so you don't want to touch those. So we're gonna head on inside. I'm gonna show you how to use the inside. Let's go. All right, guys, we're gonna go over how to use this RV. First of all, right here, you have your interior and exterior lighting switches. You also have on this side a 2-top gas burner. You lift this up. This is not a glass cooktop. You want to lift it up. That now becomes your backsplash. There's a couple knobs right here. These knobs are plastic. So what we found is people use a big skillet or something and you put it on this. It overhangs and can melt those. So if you're going to use a bigger skillet, make sure you use the left side and smaller stuff on the right side. You have a large sink here. You have your microwave. You have a couple USB outlets. Just a reminder with things like the microwave and the air conditioner, anytime you're using major appliances, you need to be running the generator or plugged in at an RV park. Every once in a while we get a call and people say, hey, nothing's working in here, we're plugged in at the park. One thing you want to notate, at the park pedestal, there's usually a breaker switch. Make sure that breaker is turned on. 99% of the time when something's not working in the RV and you're plugged in at an RV park, it's going to be the park pedestal, not the actual RV. So make sure you double check that, make sure you're plugged in, everything's working, and all the breakers are turned on. As we come around here, we have all of the brains of the RV located right here. You have your tank levels, you have your hot water heater, your water pump, and your GFCI outlet. Just a reminder, the gauge levels, they're not 100% accurate. They give you an idea of where you might be, but a lot of times they also misread. So just be careful about that, and just be cognizant of that. They're not always 100%. You could have dumped the RV and you took it all, but now it still says full. Sometimes something might stick on the sensors or something like that. That's kind of common. Also, right underneath the table here, you don't need to worry about it, but there is the blower for the heater. It'll come out. That's kind of where the heat comes out. We're going to walk around here. We're going to show you the bathroom and how to use the toilet. First of all, it's a foot flush system. To actually flush the toilet, you're going to hold that down halfway. It kind of fills the bowl with water. You're going to handle all your business, and then go ahead and push it all the way down and it'll flush it out for you. It's a nice little shower area. It's not the largest, but obviously this is a smaller trailer, so it's actually really nice for a small trailer. We're going to move on how to use the fridge. This is a gas electric fridge. There's a couple buttons up top. There's an on off, and then there's an auto and a gas button. Just remember, on off and then gas. If the gas button is out, you're going to be running gas only. That's for like if you're boondocking. These do take about 4 to 6 hours to get cold, so you do want to start this before you leave town. Usually the night before is a good time. It'll freeze the little freezer box first, and then once that's frozen, it will go ahead and cool the fridge. Now to the left there, we have our air conditioning controls and our heater control. There are 3 buttons. There's an up, down, and then a horizontal button. The horizontal button actually will cycle through the modes. So you have fan, air conditioning, heater, and off. And then obviously you have the up and down to control temperature. You have one more switch right here on the wall. That's for your shower. And then we're going to go over how to convert this into a sleeping area. So what you do is you actually remove the tabletop here, and then you're going to remove the legs. You're going to take this tabletop, you're going to lower it down onto these little knobs. Once it's down, sitting on that, you can take these side cushions and you put those in the center, and this creates a good little sleeping area. Also, one other thing to note is right below the fridge is the breaker box and fuse panel. So just like your house has a breaker box, if there's something not working in there, first you want to check your GFCI outlets and then move on to that box to see if there's any breakers flipped or anything like that. Other than that, this RV is super easy to use. You guys are going to love it. It's so much fun. We can't wait to have you guys come get it, and we can't wait to see you soon. Thanks.